Welcome to Cannabis School. I'm your host, Jesse Angeles.
And I'm Brandon Elder.
And we're here to talk to you about everything pertaining to cannabis, from vape,
flower,
edibles,
strains,
and everything in between.
We got another episode today, but we're going to be doing not necessarily a dirty disty.
Oh, God, no. No, it is not a dirty disty.
This is a awesome little cart.
It's live resin.
Live resin. And it is grapes and cream.
Grapes and cream.
Oh, it sounds lovely.
Honestly, it was quite smooth. I opened this one yesterday, and Emily puffed on that because I've been rocking some cereal milk a little bit. Cereal milk can be quite pleasant.
Yeah.
But this one, when I pulled it out and just puffed on it, it was very smooth.
Yeah.
Like a very nice flavor. Weird, that one hit is pretty heady.
Well, you got a lot of grape in it, too, the aftertaste, which is awesome. That's your plant-derived terps that are getting in there. Oh, excuse me. Those plant-derived terps you're going to be tasting over there, right?
This one's not plant-derived terps.
These are actual...
Well, because it's live resin. So the live one, when they do that, they freeze the natural cannabinoids, terpenes, and that are in there, not after.
I will say this, though.
Additional added.
I've had some live resin carts that are super questionable.
100%, yes. There's been some very iffy ones that is just like, this feels like disty, it tastes like disty, the experience seems like disty.
No, but this tastes more like the plant-derived terps.
Yeah.
And you can only tell when
cannabis-derived.
Well, when you've been a cannabis snob for a while, you can start tasting the differences in certain herb and certain carts.
Yeah.
Like, there are carts, like, I remember you gave me one, you're like, hey, give this one. And you're like, yeah, it's awful. But to those who are uninitiated, haven't been using carts for a long time, it can be really hard to tell the difference. You're like, yeah, it tastes like a cart.
Oh, yeah. Well, even so over the weekend, I went and had brunch with someone I grew up with in the same ward. Actually, two ladies. Both of them, we all lived in the same ward growing up, which in Utah is like a religious group, kind of like, I don't know, your community in that area, that neighborhood within the religion. So it's just like a section. But within Utah, because there's so many of them, it's like a couple blocks radius, that you've got. And so I grew up with these really close, like knew them 90% of my life. And it was funny, we went and did like cannabis and coffee and brunch the other morning. And I think that's one of my favorite things to do with people that I used to church with, is just like actually connect and see where they're at now.
Well, people typically in that church don't connect anyway.
Yeah.
It's Sunday, hi.
Yeah,
see you later.
I had a talk with Jeremy. He was on an episode. You guys will have to go check out a Greenskeepers episode. He was talking about that because he said, I kind of wanted, he was talking about creating a show and how he wanted to create a space where he could be authentically him. Because a lot of communities, a lot of places, people don't feel like that. And I was like, yeah, I can see that. A lot of, even growing up here, that religious community, a lot of people can't 100% feel like, or don't feel like they can 100% be themselves. That they're a certain portion of themselves, but they're not true, full, here's just me.
Right.
And I was like, but that truly is what is beautiful about a community, is feeling like, hey, I can be seen as Brandon or Jesse or whoever at home. Like, that is just who you are. You don't have to hide and pretend to be a certain version of yourself for that. That you are allowed to be you. And that brings this whole different sense of closeness and community when you don't feel like I have to hide for whatever reason certain aspects of me.
Yeah, but the caveat to that is that it's like our show, man. I mean, how long did it take before it could actually start being more genuine? It took a while.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, for us to be us versus like pretty prescribed feeling.
Well, I mean, but you just have to learn from what the market is going to tell you.
Yeah.
What people are going to tell you, what they like, what they don't like. We hit it out of the park. Even with our short form, everything like that, people at first were saying like, hey, we want you to go longer. We want more of it.
Because we were 10, 15 minutes on an episode.
And now it's
great.
Pretty in depth. And our numbers are still the same. They still keep going up. This is a quick onset, man.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's mixed with grape pie and cookies and cream. It's a pretty balanced hybrid from what I've seen on there. What are your thoughts so far on grapes and cream?
It's nice. It sits right on my jaw and down. It
Yeah.
pushes down. You feel it in the
100%.
head, but it's a clear head, high.
But weighted, balanced on your jaw.
Well, and it's nice too because it's I'm only thinking of this because of how fucking annoying it is when people do this. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Rubbing your shoulders and stuff? Like, you're not a masseuse, and you don't know if I don't like being touched. And as loving and touching as I am, I don't like that. It's too intimate for me for some reason.
That's true. Yeah, you're not a touchy-feely get massages.
I don't like massages.
But you're a big hug person. Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Hugging, all that stuff. But massages are just, it's a sense of vulnerability that I'm not ready to cross.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just from years of street fights and all sorts of stupid shit, right? But it also I do not feel comfortable with it. Like, dude, I tore a partial tour in my hamstring while I was filming a movie.
Yeah.
And I stepped in a pot, like a gopher hole.
And it did a weird thing.
And I just dropped.
Yeah.
And, oh, dude, it hurt so bad. And you could see the bruising.
Was it, like, pretty instantaneous on the bruise? Oh, shit.
Legs swelled up. And I had at the time I was insured. I was working for the state of Utah. And I went to the doc, and they're like, yeah, the regular docs don't know it. I just went right to my sports medicine doctor. And I'm like, hey, I think I screwed up this, and I don't know if I tore it off the bone. And because of what he's a sports medicine doctor, and he goes, yeah, he was the flattest affect of any doctor I've ever met. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm going to recommend you to go talk to this guy. So I went to this, it was like in another city, but it was a sports medicine clinic for stretching and stuff like that, for rehab. They give me this brand new girl, and they go, oh, you need shorts for this type of thing. Well, I was wearing pants. And I'm very self-conscious of my legs back in the day because I was younger, and I'm like, I'm going to have massive bodybuilder legs. And now I'm like, I'm 46, I don't give a shit.
Especially when you stand next to me and you go, oh, okay, I feel much better.
It's not that bad. No, whatever, dude.
Silver lining.
But she gives me these, like, what the Navy would call, like, we got these UDT swimmers.
Okay, like
these are
Daisy Dukes?
shorts that go to here.
Yeah. Okay.
If you've watched, like, any Navy SEAL movie,
I haven't.
they do the buds, that you'll see that. And I had a pair of those when I was in the Navy and practicing for underwater swimming and shit like that. And, well, that's dumb, underwater swimming. This stuff's
Thank you,
good.
grapes and cream.
Yeah, grapes and cream. No, for, like, pool quals and stuff like that. Like, you're going to swim in these shorts. And the only reason why they wear them is because they don't fluff up when they hit the water.
Yeah.
But we call them
less
lovingly
resistance.
catch me, fuck me shorts. Because if you can catch me, you can fuck me.
Because, yeah, they're short little booty shorts. Yeah.
This girl comes out with 70s style basketball shorts. They're like all the way up to here. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. She starts rubbing it, and she's behind me, and she gets up and touches my boys. And I'm like, well, that was an accident. I'm going to let that go. Now, part of my brain is going, hey, all right. Could get a fun time tonight. You could make a connection. But the other part of me just got really upset, just going, hey, I'm here for help, not for a handy. So I say something. Then she touches again. And I said, hey, getting a bit high there. She goes, apologize. Just keeps going. She does it 2 more times. So I just jumped off there. Now, part of me, later on, realized the mistake I had made. I could have got a date. The girl was cute. Like, what the fuck was wrong with me? But then the other part was, this is a place of healing.
Yeah.
And I'm not into that right now.
But I've never...
For a 20-something-year-old
That would
kid,
seem
that's
weird
crazy.
sometimes. Like, it depends
When it's
on...
uninitiated?
Yeah, because you're sitting there going like... But at the same time, there's been times where I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I'm going to feel really weird if I'm getting a massage and then out of nowhere, I start getting... Oh, look, we're standing at attention. Like,
You're getting
hey,
chubbed.
would you sit down? No one's asking you questions.
So I got to ask you that. Has that ever happened?
No, thankfully. But
Ugh.
it has been...
Has happened
A
only with a
concern.
guy.
No, I've only had one... Have I had a male masseuse? I think I've had one male masseuse. Most of mine have been female. I had one masseuse. She was like a really bigger lady, but she gave the deepest, like, fantastic. And I was like, oh, hey.
Which is
that was
weird. I would feel
love
weird on
that.
you. I'd feel like I was going to snap something.
But the thing is, I have such deep pain. Like, it's all really deep muscle pain and stuff. So they go into it. And, like, every time I've gone in, they're like, you have so many knots, like huge knots everywhere.
He worries a lot.
So, yeah, maybe. But that's why I have grapes and cream here. It's very sweet, creamy, like smooth flavor from it. It's supposed to have very fruity notes.
You know, I'm reading something right now, and it's an indica dominant hybrid, but it's like a 50-50 hybrid. Normally, it's known as a 50-50 hybrid, which makes a lot of sense because one, I'm very clear mind-wise. I don't feel sleepy. The way that my body feels, it feels close to, well, I wouldn't say it would be a pain strain. I don't think it's that strong. I think it would be more of relaxation, anxiety, depression.
Yeah, it's more for anxiety, depression, nausea, stress, and inflammation a little bit. So, but there's no real mention about pain management with grapes and cream.
Yeah, Caryophyllene and limonene, humulene, myrcene. These are your top terps.
Okay. Yep.
These are the dominant ones. But yeah, the aromas and flavors: sweet grapes, creamy vanilla, berry. I get the berry and the sweet grapes. Earthy and fruity I don't get, thank goodness. Some strains I don't mind.
The
earthiness.
earthiness.
Very earthiness, right? Almost like it smells like topsoil, almost.
Yeah.
I've had that where I'm like, yeah. But like you have strains like Black Amber that you get a strong petrichor smell from, which is awesome. It's such a good smell.
I already looked. It didn't show it in concentrate form anymore at Dragonfly. I think they're already sold out.
Either that
like,
or it didn't sell as much, but their flower's coming back. So that's...
Yeah, I was waiting for harvest because I feel like it should already be here. So
maybe something here, but...
So supposedly with grapes and cream, it's got a very like focused, creative right up. And then on the way out, it has more of a sedative, relaxing. But I feel pretty relaxed.
Oh, I feel very relaxed. Slight cotton mouth, but I like where the terps are. You got your Caryophyllene, which surprisingly has not been peppery at all.
No, it's a very smooth strain.
Caryophyllene. Yeah, it's very, especially with the Caryophyllene, you're going to get that spicy, peppery notes typically. But I think because of the other terps that are in there, because there's a lot of calming terps in there, you've got your limonene, humulene. These ones are great, but the myrcene and the Caryophyllene I could see as great for anti-anxiety and also for slight pain management.
Yeah.
I don't see this one as being like your go-to for pain management. I typically lean towards strains like Grape Pie or Bubba Kush.
It
would be something
might be good
like
for like light muscle stuff, but not super in-depth.
I can see
pain.
how I actually see it in your eyes this time. I rarely see that.
That second hit, I just felt a bit more. I was gonna say like,
I'm gonna give it a break because
I guess I've taken more than 2 hits. I've taken like 5.
What was funny is,
and I'm gonna take another.
I was thinking about last time we were doing the sesh with Al, and about halfway through our conversation, I'm like, I probably shouldn't have smoked that much because I started losing my train of thought. I couldn't keep, and I was like, I'm just going to shut up now. But then there was times where I was just talking, and I was like, okay. Because you guys got to know, sometimes when we get these strains, it'll make us extra chatty.
Extra
stupid. Just extra stoned, and we're in the moment, and you just start going up. That's what I love about these types, like literally with anybody. Like if anybody came over and was just like, I don't know what to talk about, puff on this. That was a deep hit.
Got him real good. You can see it in the eyes.
Yeah, you definitely can see it in Brandon's eyes. Probably my eyes are always slanted, so you can't tell. Ah! I'm like the Hulk.
The thing is, it goes straight to the head. Like
right away.
It's right to the face, but then it settles back from going right to enveloping my entire head to resting on the jaw.
Yeah.
You know, and
on the back.
Not in an unpleasant way.
No, like literally.
Just a noticeable, like, here's where it rests. Like, okay.
I could get a massage from somebody that I know and maybe it is that weird thing like, oh man, is my dick going to move? Because it's if you wanted to get, a lot of the massage is very sensual.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, maybe that's my problem with it.
It's a very intimate, close type
yeah.
of, hey, I'm going to be, depending on how comfortable you are, either totally nude or in your skivvies on the table.
So
and
you go nude?
Yeah. I used to go just in my underwear when I first started because I was really nervous. And I'm like, oh, I don't want them to see me naked. Or like, what happens if I start getting, chubs or something? So
he didn't wipe well that so you don't want the smell wafting up.
No, it was like they would just be like, okay, well, maybe you don't want your like the sides of your butt massaged, which there's a lot of muscles in there that are actually super tight. And so if you don't, they're more prone to going like, hey, I'm going to like actually loosen these muscles. And for going for actually getting the value of your massage, yeah. Like if it's truly just therapeutic and I'm not trying to go there to get my rocks off or do something weird, then
it's kind of weird though. I mean,
it is weird. But even like when we were in China with the whole family when I was 17, 18, like...
You finally got your happy ending.
No, but Greg joked about it a ton because he was like, oh, there's got to be all these shops, like massage parlors, you can go get a happy ending in. And we stayed in this nice hotel in some place, I don't remember where it was, because we had been spending most of the time at the University of Beijing. And so, like, that's where we were staying, was on campus.
And you were in the province of Guangzhou, right?
I have no idea. It's been so long. But we were out there, and there was all these massage parlors, and me and Rhett and Alec were wandering out, like, could we go get a happy end? Like, because we're like 17, 18. Oh, but they have them in China. Yeah, and that too. But it was just this, like...
Japan, it's crazy.
I think we were still really nervous about, like, oh, well, we don't, what if we get in trouble? Like, what if our parents catch us? Like, what if we don't want to, so we didn't end up doing it, but it was this curiosity. But now I'm like, that seems weird to me. Why would I go pay some to
will be because you're older. I mean, it was the same thing with like sailors. I personally never dabbled in prostitution at all.
Yeah.
And I would admit it if I did, but I would see sailors doing it constantly.
Yeah.
Like they get there and they go, dude, I'm going to the whorehouse. And I'm just like, that's so weird. For me, that's too personal. That's way too personal.
I like that intimate personal connection. Yeah. Like it's...
This would be a good one for personal connection. For sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is a good one. This could be like for you and your significant other. You're like, oh, man, this would be awesome. Like, we'll just do this and kind of see where the night takes us.
I could see for like the relaxing and taking the edge off. I don't think it's necessarily an arousal strain itself.
No. I wouldn't say that. But
it might be a very good one to use.
Just to be... Yeah. I don't see a lot of strains putting me in the mood. I've never really had one of those.
Oh, there was...
I've never been like, oh, man.
There was one...
It's boner time.
What was it? There was just one that it was like every time Emily and I would smoke it, it was just way more of an aroused strain. And I wish I could... I don't remember what it is now, but my old boss had been like, oh, I'm going to bring you our sex strain. And I was like, okay. Because her and her husband have one that every time, like, it just works great for them. And she brought it over, and I tried it, and I was like, oh, that's fine. I don't remember. It wasn't
how would you
memorable enough strain that I was like, ooh, yeah, I need to remember this. It was just like...
For me, it's just the relaxation part. I just want to feel chill. But there's also having too much.
Yes.
And that's not fun either.
Well, I guess that depends on the level of too much. Because the night that we made defuck chocolates and we smoked, I ate a couple of them. And then I went and laid in bed that night, and I only felt like a floating consciousness, was what I told Emily. But then she wanted to get frisky, so then it felt like I was, I was, a flagpole and a floating consciousness. And that was all that existed. And...
The short flagpole.
Yep. Really short, like, I mean... But
no, but I get that, dude. It reminded me like this. I don't know why this just triggered it, but it was a memory. It was a girlfriend I was with, and she wanted to get frisky, but I had just taken my Ambien.
Oh, I've not ever taken that, but I've heard of some comedian makes that like Ambien racing joke about like, oh, you pop one when you're about 20 minutes from home. Try and beat it home. And I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah, dude. I remember like a long time ago when I was taking it, like early 20s. Just because I had shifted. I was working swing shifts and I was going to day shift. So now getting up at 5 a.m. to get to work by 6.
Yeah, that's
how are you going to
early.
make that transition when you're used to falling asleep at 1 or 2?
It's so
Waking
hard.
up at 10.
Yeah.
Getting ready by 12 and getting there by 3. Right? So it's just like, I don't know if I want to do that. But I got home, popped my pill, and I was just ready to go to sleep. And then the girl's like, hey.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, all right. I mean, at this time, it had a mind of its own, and it could do whatever it wanted. It actually led me all the time. And while I was in the middle of it, oh no, this was not fun at all. It felt like I was trying to have sex on high seas in a small boat.
Oh.
Whoa.
Everything's just moving way too much.
And I
you're
yell out, I think we're having sex on a boat.
Everybody look at me because I'm sailing on a boat.
Dude, I felt weird. And so that's
I could imagine.
one thing I've always wondered about when people are using cannabis. When you use too much, can it feel that way? More than likely, like a really strong indica, thinking like a good balanced hybrid, or even more a sativa leaning hybrid, so you could be able to get those effects. Now, of course, everybody's different, but for me, it's just the relaxation part. I don't necessarily have a strain going, hey, what are you doing? Because for me, I just want to be chill. I don't want to have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my thing.
Most of the strains, crazy. I feel like that, yeah. But it was...
Dude, your eyes are...
I feel this, like... But I feel like I've had a good amount of puffs. But for just a pen, but again, live resin makes a difference, I actually feel this. Now, I don't actually feel displaced. Like...
No, I just feel good.
As far as, like, what someone might consider, I might be what they would call high. But no. I feel 100% normal just with, like, cannabis in my system at certain spots.
Well, what I love about, like, reading on the lineage is really funny. So, Grape Pie is a descendant of Cherry Pie and Grape Stomper.
Oh, that sounds cool. I've not tried Grape Stomper.
And then Cookies and Cream is Girl Scout Cookies and Starfighter.
Okay.
So, like, when you look at the breeders and the percentage, I mean, the percentage does not surprise me right now, especially on a concentrate live resin, where, typically you're going to be seeing around, even in flowers, 24 to 25%, but people have reported up to 35% in some.
Yeah, I was going to say, on some flowers, it's 35
That's
for that
insane.
strain. It's a very high potency strain, yeah. So for new consumers, go low and slow, because obviously you don't want to experience the really not fun side of cannabis when you get too high and you start experiencing the anxiety or the tightness or the racing heart. And people do. There's been people who have sent themselves to the ER not because they're actually dying, but because
don't know what's going on.
They're afraid that they are. Mm-hmm. And that is scary enough. And I like...
Oh, I've been that high before.
Yeah, it's to have that fear. And like, I remember Emily, one of the first edible experiences she had with... I didn't give it to her, but I had a friend who gave her a dose, and it wasn't the dose I told him. Because when we talked after...
Is that the same guy I'm thinking of?
Oh, yeah. Always. So he was like, okay, how much, like... Do you want a full gram? And I was like, sure, that's great. I'd love a gram. And that was when my tolerance was a lot lower. And he was like, okay, and what's hers? And I'm like, hers is 0.02 of a gram. 0.02. She has like almost no tolerance at all. So make sure it's just literally, it's like a pinch. He's like, okay.
What did you give her?
And he did that. And then that's what he told me. And then when I got there, I confirmed again, hey, this just has her dose, right? It's just like 0.0. Oh, yeah, it's good. Okay. So she eats the edible, and she proceeds to have the worst night of her life, I'm sure.
Just bad panic attacks and shit.
And, like, feeling shaky, feeling hot, feeling cold, not, like...
Oh, yeah.
The entire... Like, it was just a horrendous experience, horrible thoughts, like anxiety, all of this stuff. And it turns out that he gave her almost the same dose as me.
He thought it'd be funny.
No, he just forgot.
No, he didn't.
And I was so fucking pissed with him. I didn't talk to him for ages. I told him why. Like, I was super pissed because...
He didn't see the big deal in it.
No. But I am very big on dosing people at where they want and where they're comfortable with and what they request. Like...
It's got to be... And it's easy to get caught up in it, especially, like, flower's by far the easiest way to be able to ruin an experience for somebody right away, because if they're not familiar with it, if they've never smoked or anything like that, it can be a pretty big experience. And you're like, yeah, I take a hit, thus I am. But when they take a hit and they mimic you, they're taking way more than they know they can. It should be literally like,
That's what I'm telling them. To take the tiniest inhale. Like,
Yep.
and wait. If it's puffing flower, let's wait 15, 30 minutes. See where you're at. Like, come back and go, all right, how do you feel? All right, do you feel
most
like...
people will say, I don't feel anything.
Yeah, and it's fine. Maybe we could do one more little tiny puff.
Oh, but what you said,
and
though,
wait, like...
is perfect for somebody because wait.
Yes.
Wait, we all want that immediate hit.
Yeah, well, I don't feel it yet. That's okay.
You will.
Just wait.
Yeah,
Give it time. Some are creepers, some are instantaneous. And you never know what you have in edibles. That's a whole different experience. So it's like, and that's what hers was. So it was like, not just like high, but high for hours.
And not a good high.
No.
High, and like, it's like my brother. My brother still gets anxiety from edibles. Like, I just talked to him a little while ago. I said, what are you smoking on these days? He tells me the strains. I'm like, cool. He keeps them in plastic bags in the dark. I'm like, whatever. It's just really crunchy. But I said, yeah, dude. I was like, oh, yeah, you don't do edibles. He goes, no. He just like sat back in his chair, like, because for him, he went back in the heydays of Colorado, went up there with his buddies to go watch like a hockey game, and he bought a sleeve of mini cookies.
Yeah, which is about 100 milligrams. So,
and he ate more than half.
And
found himself in the hotel, puking in the shower.
Oh yeah.
So now he's just like, he gets terrified. And like, yeah, dude, it'll affect you.
Yeah.
But
well, and when you're that high, the anxiety and the thoughts, and if he's already got PTSD and it sends him down a loop or a spiral, like, that's not an experience he's going to want to go back into, thinking, hey, if I pop an edible, this is what I'm looking forward to. And he's like, yeah, instantly his body starts tensing up, kind of like that experience of like, nope, I know what that's like, and I don't want to go down there again.
Well, and again, it's what we should be doing with your cannabis is start looking at it. Don't always look at it as a way of going like, well, I don't smoke, so I'm not touching that. Yes, we understand. You're very healthy. But also understand that your experience is going to be very drastically different if you go to the easy route. It goes to the old saying, there is no free lunch. You're taking something that's 4 to 5 times stronger sometimes in your body.
Yeah, it's going to hit you hard.
Or you could do this tiny little bit.
Yeah. Honestly, I still think tinctures are one of the best ways for, like, beginners, just because one drop.
It doesn't give them the cultural experience, because there is a cultural experience where people, where they eat an edible and they're like, oh gosh, it's going to be fun, or they smoke a joint with somebody going, I'm finally a badass, like, especially for that person who's never smoked before. So they're just like, yeah. But a tincture is it is a part of the experience. It should just be like, we're getting together, we're going to put a little bit over here. Like they had this one with Gordon Ramsay and all these other chefs, and they brought in this guy to infuse all their
their meals. Yeah.
And that one guy, they're like, I'll just take the CBD, and he goes, what's this one? And he goes, this THC. He goes, oh, okay. And he just keeps putting more and more on it. And then by the end of it, he's like putting on a bandana and he's sitting on the ground. I need some water.
Oh my gosh.
But
that's hilarious.
It is that way. I mean, you can have like this great experience with it. I think that tinctures would be great with low infused oil, and then just doing like hors d'oeuvres or just tasty things, So
you could even, like, how many appetizers? I made bruschetta that was infused, like even salad dressings, all sorts of stuff. You can do it so simply. And I'm like, okay, like all of this stuff that you're like, all right, how much do you want it? And then I'm like, all right, well, I'm also going this infusion. Well, your milligram is where? Well, I know you're probably going to be a little high because there's also this. So I'm going to incorporate a little CBD into this dish because that'll help, kind of bring your ride to a certain...
It'll bring it to a chill point.
So you can kind of craft and curate that throughout it. But hey, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah, guys. Tune in next week.
I love you guys.
Take care.